Statements. I call the member for Balcombe Hills.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Mr Acting Speaker, in an era when banking sector is often maligned and discussed with negative overtones, I would like to somewhat break the mould by formally acknowledging and congratulating the Westpac Banking Corporation for their announcement in April to create the single largest education scholarship in Australia, known as the Westpac Bicentennial Foundation. The foundation was launched by the Minister for Foreign Affairs, the Honourable Julie Bishop MP, on Wednesday, April 2nd. Mr Speaker, the Westpac Banking Corporation has a strong reputation throughout New South Wales and Australia for their approach to community and social responsibility. As Australia's first and oldest bank, established in 1817 as the Bank of New South Wales under a charter of corporation provided by Governor Lachlan Macquarie, Westpac has grown substantially to become an Australian global business employing more than 36,000 employees across the Asia-Pacific and the United Kingdom. In 2017, Westpac holds its own bicentenary, 200 years of successful operations that first grew out of a small office in the new colony of Sydney, where Edward Smith Hall was first cashier and secretary, and the first employee, Joseph Hyde Potts, as a porter and servant, received a weekly ration of the King's Stores and an annual salary of £25. This celebration of 200 years' history through the launch of the new Bicentennial Foundation is not simply about designing a birthday cake and a fancy media release, but rather a conscious effort on behalf of a well-established private sector employer to contribute to the betterment of our state and nation, helping those future generations of Australians who will clearly be shaping us in the years and decades to come. In fact, it was the Bank of New South Wales which established the first ever known disaster relief fund to help the victims of the Hawkesbury River floods in 1817-1818, and I acknowledge the fact that the new Minister for Finance and the candidate for Hawkesbury is in the chamber today, so this is certainly an education experience for him. As a customer of Westpac, since my dad opened my own account to me as a schoolboy, I not only personally appreciate Westpac's efforts in support of the community, but also strongly believe that the government should be acknowledging those private sector organisations that are doing the right thing for our society. Whilst those opposite are typically keen to highlight the excesses and failings of the private sector and call for more regulation at every turn, it is important for government to be able to publicly thank those organisations who have a strong track record in delivering social and community outcomes, those businesses that want to make a difference by investing in the broader community and supporting the wisdom and values of its employees. Rather than just being another bank that derives super profits, Westpac contributed over $130 million to the community via a unique approach to supporting partnerships, greater employee involvement and capacity building. These programs extend to agreements with agribusiness, sporting clubs, registered charities and organisations in the not-for-profit sector such as the Salvation Army, disaster relief funds, helping the homeless, Indigenous Australians and an employee matching gift program, amongst many other things. The Westpac Bicentenary Foundation is the creation of a charitable organisation focused upon the education and personal advancement of Australians through a one-off contribution of $100 million to fund 100 awards and scholarships every year in perpetuity. The scholarship and awards, to be administered in partnership with a number of Australian universities, cover 5 different spheres: Future Leaders Scholarship for new and recent graduates for postgraduate study at a global institution, the Best and Brightest program to provide awards for postdoctoral researchers, the Young Technologist program that offers up to 43-year undergraduate scholarships each year on the basis of merit, diversity and to overcome economic disadvantage, and the Community Leaders program, providing 10 awards annually to encourage community leaders to undertake a personal education opportunity with direct relevance and value to the community they represent, and an Asian Exchange Scholarship scheme that will enable Australian undergraduate students to an opportunity to spend a semester of study at leading Asian universities with an intent to increase more Asia-literate graduates in Australia. The scholarship will be phased in from 2015 and will grow to over 200 by 2017. Over the next 100 years, 100,000 scholarships will be awarded by the Westpac Bicentenary Foundation. Madam Speaker, Westpac Banking Corporation and its CEO, Gail Kelly, should be properly acknowledged and thanked for this future contribution to our society. In addition to this organisation's strong record and interest in promoting corporate responsibility, I encourage members of the House to read more about the Westpac Bicentenary Foundation, as I know that I am keen to promote this initiative to my own constituents in Balcombe Hills, who take such a strong interest in the education sector, its future growth and the importance of developing our future generations.
I thank the member.